Salvete omnes. This is Abbey Latin Liber Primus, chapter 16. This is exercise B of chapter 16. We are to parse out the following Latin verb forms, identifying the person, the number, the tense, the voice, and the mood, and then give an English translation. The first is done for you. Spectaverunt. So erunt, on the perfect stem of specta, spectare, spectavi, spectatus, is the third person plural. Perfect tense, active voice, and indicative mood. So third plural, they did the action in the past, and they actively did it, and they really did it. They looked at. They have looked at. 2. Uppugnabatur. So tur, that's a third person singular ending. It's got the ba, imperfect tense marker, batur. The voice is going to be passive because it's tur. It's not t, it's not a pugnabat, it's a pugnabatur. So passive voice, indicative mood, it's not an imperative. Third person singular, he, she, it. Imperfect, kept on happening in the past, and it happened to the he, she, or it. So he, she, it was being attacked. He was being attacked. She kept on being attacked. It used to be attacked. Number 3, liberata est. So notice est is third person singular. Sum es est. Sumus est is third person singular, he, she, or it. The tense is going to be, well, perfect and passive. Liberata being from the fourth principal part of libero, liberare, liberavi, liberatus. Liberatus a So the present of sum is used as the helping verb in the perfect passive. And then the a ending of liberata lets us know that the gender of the subject, the one that was freed, has been freed, is feminine, is a she. And indicative mood. She was freed. She has been freed. We could even say the woman has been freed. The woman was freed. Confirmavistis. Confirmavistis. So istis is a second person plural perfect tense active voice indicative mood of confirmo, confirmare, confirmavi, confirmatus, to confirm, to strengthen, encourage. So the second person plural is ye. Ye did the thing. Ye actually did it. So ye strengthened. Ye confirmed. Portatum erat. So we have erat, third person singular. Erat, what tense? Well, we have the fourth principal part here of porta, portare, portavi, portatus. So it's pluperfect passive because the imperfect of sum is being used as a helping verb. And we know it's passive voice because it's fourth principal part. The mood is indicative mood because it's not a command, non-imperative. And the tells us what gender the thing was. It had been carried. Pluperfect passive. It had been carried. Nuntiabitur. Nuntiabitur. So tur ending, bitur. So third person singular. The future, bit tells us it's future and it's passive. The mood is indicative. He, she, and it will be announced or reported. Probably it. It will be announced. 7. Data erunt. Data erunt. So we have do, dare, dedi, datus. Erunt is the third person plural, and because this is the future of sum as a helping verb, don't be confused. It's not an ending. It's not tacked on to the perfect stem like it is in number 1. This is its own helping verb. It's apart from the other part of the verb. So third person plural, this is the future of sum as a helping verb. So tacked onto the fourth principal part, that's the future perfect passive indicative. They, plural, they, will have been given. And we know it's neuter plural because feminine plural will be dati erunt, and Masculine plural would be dati erunt. So it's got to be singular turns into the plural a neuter. Data erunt. They will have been given, or the things will have been given, because we know it's plural neuter. Tenebamur. More, first person plural. Imperfect tense, passive voice, indicative mood. We were being held. We were being kept. Kept on happening. Vulneratus es. Vulneratus es. Here's the s, second person singular. It's the present of sum, but as a helping verb on the fourth principal part of vulnero, vulnerare, vulneravi, vulneratus, it's the perfect passive indicative. So second person singular, you, perfect passive, were wounded. You have been wounded, and you are masculine because it's vulneratus. Vulnerata s would be you, feminine, were wounded. And vulneratum neuter would be s would be you neuter thing were wounded. Dabuntur, third person plural because it's untor with the b, that's future, buntur. Instead of dabunt, we have dabuntur, and it's indicative mood. They will be given. Instead of dabunt, they will give. 11. Appellaberes. So we have ris, second person singular. Notice it's not biris, B-I-R-I-S, it's beris. Slightly irregular, but it is future passive indicative. You, second person singular, you will be, future passive, named. You will be called. Dedimus, first person plural, imus on the perfect stem of dodare dedidatus. So it's perfect and active and indicative. We gave. We have given. Visa sunt. Third person and plural. The tense is going to be, well, present of sum as a helping verb, perfect, and passive and indicative. Visa sunt. It's video, videre, vidi, visus. That a ending is the plural for the neuter. The singular would be visum est. The plural is visa sunt. They were seen. They have been seen. We could also say the things have been seen. Laudati sumus. Sumus is first person plural. It is the present of sum, but attached to the fourth principal part, it is the perfect passive indicative of laudo, laudare, laudavi, laudatus. We were praised. We have been praised, and we are masculine. We women have been praised would be laudati sumus. We neuter things have been praised would be laudata sumus. 15. Prohibitum est. Est is third person singular, and as the present of sum, tacked on to the fourth principal part of prohibeo, prohibere, prohibui, prohibitus, to prevent or keep something away from something. That's the perfect passive indicative. And we know the gender is neuter, If it were masculine, it would be prohibitus est. If it were feminine, it would be prohibita est. But it's neuter. It was prohibited. It was prevented. It was kept back. Kept away. Portaberes. So second person singular future passive indicative. Beres, like in number 11. Not beres, beres. You will be carried. You singular will be carried. Occupata erunt. So erunt is the third person plural. By itself, it is the future of sum, but tacked on to the fourth principal part of occupo, occupare, occupavi, occupatus, it is the future perfect passive indicative. They will have been seized, and we know from the ending of occupata, it's neuter. occupata, the things will have been seized. Portor. You can tell by the r ending that this is first person singular. Arrestor mormeni untor. Restor. So first person singular, and it's just the present, just the first principal part, present tense, passive voice, indicative mood. So first principal part with the R added on, portor, not I carry, but I am carried. I am being carried. Spectantor, untor, not just tor, but untor, third person plural, not spectant, that would be the active, spectantor, present passive indicative, not spectant, they look at, but spectantor, they are looked at. They are being looked at. And then fuerat. Well, fuerat, this is third person plural, and it's pluperfect active indicative of sum esse fui futurus. Remember, we use sum to make other verbs passive. It itself is not passive. So they had been. The third plural pluperfect active. They had been. Optime, very well done. That wraps it up for exercise B of chapter 16. You are now ready to move on to exercise C. Volete omnes.